Hello students. Today's video is on the theme of loyalties written by John Galsworthy. We can say the message of the writer, the message of John Galsworthy in Loyalties. किसी भी प्ले को लिखने के पीछे कोई मकसद होता है लेखक का, कोई उद्देश्य होता है। किस उद्देश्य को लेकर वो प्ले, वो ड्रामा, वो नाटक, वो कहानी कुछ भी लिखी गई है, वो उपन्यास, कोई भी कुछ, जब भी कोई राइटर लिखता है उसके पीछे एक उद्देश्य होता है। उस थीम के ऊपर ही वो लिखा जाता है, वो वर्क लिखा जाता है। As we see that Galsworthy is not only a realist, he is an idealist also. So he is an idealist and he always writes his plays with a purpose. He not merely entertains the audience but also conveys to them his own point of view on certain important problems, whether social or political. Galsworthy is a humanist, therefore, he is above national or racial prejudice. We can say he had a profound humanitarian outlook upon life and he strove to the best of his ability to adopt an objective attitude. These words, I have quoted these words from Nicole's book. Nicole feels that much of the present day troubles in words is due to the division of the people in national or racial groups. Unquote. Our mutual understanding is not possible in the presence of such petty considerations. Persons should understand others and be understood by others on the basis of humanity, justice, and sympathy, and not on the ground of racial or national consideration. Our loyalties should be to humanity and not to narrow and petty groups based on color or creed. This is what the play Loyalties seems to emphasize, and therefore it is only its effectiveness. So now we can discuss in this play the theme, as D. Lewis is hated because he is a Jew, but he is tolerated because he is rich. This is the reason why Christians tolerate D. Lewis in society, because he is a rich Jew. D. Lewis realizes it, and so he is very frank about it. He boldly tells Canning, when warned by the latter of the consequences of accusing Dancy without any proof, tell the whole blooming lot. You think I have no feelers, but I have felt the atmosphere here. I can tell you, General, if I were in Dancy's shoes and he is mine, your tone to me would be very different. This is written by Galsworthy in Loyalties. This is what D. Lewis is saying. This is what D. Lewis's ideas, कि अगर मैं डेंसी की जगह होता, मैं क्रिश्चियन होता, तो आप दूसरी तरह से बात कर रहे होते। अगर डेंसी मेरी जगह होता तब आप दूसरी तरह बात कर रहे होते। मैं डेंसी की जगह होता, डेंसी मेरी जगह होता। इफ़ आई वर इन डेंसी शूज, डेंसी की जगह होता तो तुम दूसरी तरह से मेरे डिफरेंट टोन में मुझसे बात कर रहे होते। एंड ही सेज व्हेन वांटेड बाय कैनिंग दैट ही विल बी टर्न्ड आउट ऑफ द क्लब इफ ही कंटिन्यूज टू एक्यूज डेंसी. डी. लेविस आस्क्ड हिम, supposing We can quote Galsworthy, Loyalties. Supposing I had rubbed Dancy, would you chase him for complaining of it? On sent Earths telling him that his membership of the club has been suspended. D. Lewis feels that his treatment towards him is the result of his being a Jew. So he trembled with anger and says, I quote, don't trouble yourself about my membership, I resign it. D. Lewis is very straightforward. He says that I resign it, the membership of the club. When called a damned Jew by Dancy, he retorts. He says, you called a damned Jew? My race was old when you were all savages. I am proud to be a Jew. Unquote. So, in this way, we see what is the position of D. Lewis in the society. The conflict between Dancy and D. Lewis has become the quarrel between an Englishman and a Jew. And people take side with Dancy because he happens to be an English or because D. Lewis is a Jew. Gilman very openly tells Twiston that he prefers his own countrymen. Jews are not liked even for their hard labor, sobriety and honesty. Margaret too opines, this is the opinion of Margaret, that all the Englishmen should help Dancy because the Jews are united in times of difficulties and help one another. And in the same way, it is the duty of all Englishmen and Christians to stand as one against the Jew. These are the views of Margaret Orme. There is no doubt a strange prejudice against the Jews in the play. Yet, Galsworthy shows that this prejudice has no national basis. They are sensible characters in the play who refuse to be governed by these partial considerations. Lady Adela. Who is Lady Adela? Lady Adela is the wife of Charles Windsor. Charles Windsor is the owner of Meldon Court, where all the guests are living. So, she says, Lady Adela asks her husband Windsor, aren't you rather prejudiced? He replies at once, not a bit, like Jews. That is not against him, rather the country these days. On hearing Margaret's plea that all English people should side with Dancy because he is being opposed by D. Lewis, a Jew, Adela says, that is very narrow. My dear great grandmother was a Jewess. I am proud of her. General Canning and St. Earth oppose Lewis on the ground that he has not behaved decently as a member of the club. They do not mind his being a Jew. Twiston refuses to continue that Dancy's defense as soon as he finds that he is not innocent. He has no prejudice, whether national or racial. He considers law more important than nationality or a particular race. The inspector too acts dutiful. He makes no distinction between a Jew and a Christian so far as a criminal is concerned. In this way, we can say Galsworthy has shown two types of characters. Victims, number one, victims of racial prejudices, and number two, the characters who are above them. He means to emphasize the fact that prejudice of any sort is not only meaningless but also harmful. D. Lewis who is the victim of racial prejudice, does not show any bad bait in his character. He get enraged only when his race is insulted. He let everybody know that he is not opposing Dancy merely because he has greed for money, which is supposed to be the main characteristics of the Jews. It is shown everywhere that the main characteristics of the Jews is money. Means greed for money. As we see in Merchant of Venice also, Shylock is also too much greedy for money. So this is shown the main characteristics of the Jews. He frankly tells Twiston that he has no intention of getting his money back from Dancy. He says, I can quote, "Don't mistake me, I don't come because I felt Christian. I am a Jew. I will take no money, not even that which was stolen. Give it to charity. I am proved right, and now I am done with the damned thing." Unquote. Thus, the utility of the play lies in the fact it exposes the national, religious, and racial prejudices that they are baseless and one should rise above them in the moral of the play. But it should be borne in mind that Galsworthy makes no effort to preach this moral. It is rather woven in the texture of the play. ये preaching के तौर पर नहीं है. He is not preaching us. He is not giving us a moral. This is woven in the texture of the play. जो टेक्स्ट है प्ले का, जो एटमॉस्फेयर है, जो टेक्सचर है, उसके अंदर इट इज़ वोवन, ये मिक्स्ड है. The playwright conveys the great truth that mankind is one. Its division into racial groups is meaningless, and the audience should realize tolerance, mutual understanding, and brotherhood. As we see here that in Loyalties, John Galsworthy primarily addresses the theme of the power of social conventions, along, as I already told you, along with the hypocrisy that supports them. Ferdinand de Lewis is apparently accepted as a member of the British elite until the challenges Ronald Dancy, because Dancy's family has a longer history of upper class status, and de Lewis is a newcomer and a Jew. Almost everyone sides with Dancy but ultimately is forced to abandon him. A related theme is deception. Dancy maintains his status despite his financial setbacks through elaborate deceptions. When it emerges that he has not only lied about the robbery but engaged in many other fabrications, society turns against him. A third important theme is justice and its unequal application. Although de Lewis is certain that Dancy took the money, the man in Dancy's social set think he is behaving inappropriately in pursuing justice. Although his lawyer plays a key role in straightening out the situation, he cannot achieve true justice because Dancy first plans to escape through military service but ultimately takes his own life. And in the play, it is an irony that one of the main theme of loyalties is the concept of loyalty. Each character has different person or concept to which he or she is loyal. Captain Dancy misjudges the loyalty of his friends. Mabel is fiercely loyal to her mate. Windsor is loyal to tradition. Canning is loyal to his reputation in the army. Most importantly, Lewis and Jacob Twiston are the only people loyal to the truth. Of course, G. Lewis is the victim. Jacob Twiston is the lawyer. And another theme is the discrimination, as we have discussed already. In fact, this is the most general of themes to notice about this play. In short, it is Jewish people, and especially delays who are discriminated against. He is trying to gain membership to the jockey club. The rich people do not want to allow him membership, and as a result, stage a robbery. D. Lewis decides to find the real culprit behind this robbery and find the only person he can trust is Twiston. So, Galsworthy puts the moral of the play in the mouth of Margaret Orme, a minor character. She says, "Keep faith, we have all done." That it is not enough. This utterance points out that one's loyalty to one's own race, nation, family, class, club, profession, or regiment, wife, husband, employer is not enough. Though loyalty is good and should be welcome in the narrow sphere of life, without it, life will be dull and monstrous. But it should not be carried too far, because life is so complex that loyalty to one means injustice to other, and the loss of loyalty means lack of loyalty in social sphere. Loyalty is good and important, but justice is more important and desirable. Loyalty at the cost of justice is not fair. Thank you.